Hi, everyone. Boy, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, I believe it was, that I was telling you how good it feels to work hard and to get things done, and how that can kind of cycle into getting more things done when we feel good about that. Uh, I want to talk more about thinking today, and I'm going to start with a quote. Perfectionism is a delusion that can rob one of a very successful, enriching life if not careful. And that's a quote from April Bryan. I believe she's an author. I don't know much about her. But I have tendencies to be perfectionistic. I am not perfect by any means, but sometimes I get into this mindset where I think that things should be perfect. I need to try to do the most perfect job that I can. And that kind of hit me last night in regards to the editing project. I was feeling really good about it, and I am doing a good job on it. But I found out from the author that she and her co-writer, her co-author, have big plans for this novel. And so she was telling me about some of the things they have planned for it. And all of a sudden, my mindset started to shift. And I started to worry about the job that I was doing on it. I also got a little bit nervous because I thought, I, I didn't think I was giving away too much of the plot, but I was worried about even just saying names of characters and a little bit more of the storyline. So I took my video down from Sunday and edited out some of the details and put it back up on my YouTube channel. You can still see it to get some of the content, but when I was going to bed last night, I was just kind of noticing that I was feeling kind of stressed about it all, and thinking, oh, they have such big plans. This isn't just, this could get bigger than your typical novel. And I was starting to think, now I have to find every single plot hole and make sure that it's all the timeline lines up perfectly. And how am I going to do that? And, uh, you know, when we have that mindset, it can rob us of peace. And I didn't have very much peace when I was going to bed last night. I mean, I wasn't totally freaked out. I wasn't crying and upset and all that, but I did notice this feeling of stress rising in me, that wasn't good for me. Um, Perfectionism, it's a delusion that can rob us of a very successful, enriching life. And so I want you to think about that. Excuse me. I don't know what my voice is doing. I want you to think about that as you go through your lives. Whatever you have ahead of you, if you have a perfectionistic mindset about it, you're not going to have peace about it. Um, and I have to realize that with the things that I do. I need to do my best, but I cannot expect perfection from myself or from other people. And it is not the end of the world if this novel goes to print and has a couple of errors in it. It's almost every book out there has a typo or two that many sets of eyes have read it and they all miss it. And so I have to tell myself that it's going to be the best that I can make it, and the rest of the team that puts it together, they will do the best they can. But we don't have to be perfect in this life. God doesn't expect perfection from us. He wants us to do our best. He wants us to love him and love others the best that we can, but he does not expect perfection. And so I am really thinking about thinking today because I notice how my mind works, and maybe yours works the same way, that sometimes I can get caught up in this needs to be the very best that it can be, and then it stresses me out and makes me want to not try things because I'm afraid that it's not going to be perfect, quote unquote. So I'm going to read 2 Corinthians 12:9 for you from the NIV. And it says, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest in me." On me. I can't read my writing. May rest. What is it? In me or on me? One of those. And so, yes, that's a very hard thing to think of. I mean, I can think of God's grace being sufficient for me, but to boast about my weaknesses, that is a very difficult thing. I don't think that I would boast if I missed some typos or some errors in this novel. I wouldn't, when it comes out, I wouldn't say, hey, I missed that error on page 43. But I think thankful thinking includes the fact that we are doing the best that we can and not expecting perfection from ourselves or from other people. So I hope that that helps you. I know that I am aware of that and thinking about how I'm thinking about the tasks that I have in front of me. It doesn't have to be perfect work. I can edit the best I can, even if there are some mistakes that get missed. I can write the best that I can, even if I have a typo once in a while in my own work. We can all do the best that we can and know that God's grace is enough to cover all of our failings and our faults. So I think that is it for today. We'll see what comes up tomorrow and what we can talk about for Thankful Thoughts. Remember that these videos, after I am doing them, I am putting them up on my YouTube channel. So if you want to check out the series on YouTube, you can look for me, Robin Mulder, on YouTube and see that, plus other previous series. The music one that I did in September, I only have about, I don't know, a week and a half up there. I don't know what happened, but one of these days when I get done with this editing project, I need to get the rest of the music videos up there because that was a fun series to do a couple months ago. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.